Can you really see? I spoke to the beautiful woman with the white cane I always see on the train. She stiffened and turned her face towards me. Then, she said something shocking that I never expected. The person who was harassing the beautiful woman with the white cane was the same guy who always bullied me at work. I accidentally saw it. Normally, I'm not confident and feel weak, but I couldn't just stand by, so I mustered my courage. Apologized to her. The white cane means she has a visual impairment. How can you be violent towards someone like that? You hit her, didn't you? I saw it. My name is Thomas Miller, 41. I work for Sun Foods, which operates cafes like Roasting Village and Sons that have nationwide chains. Fortunately, my hard work was recognized, and I was chosen as the leader of the new product development team for the new fiscal year. Even at my age, I'm still a timid person. I know I need to do something about it, and I thought, this is a good chance. I should take a leap and change. Currently, I'm not very close with my co-workers. I always feel a bit out of place and hesitant to join social circles. So I thought, first, I should get closer to the team members and energize the new product development team. Maybe I feel intimidated because I'm still single. Am I the only one who thinks about that? No, that can't be true. Even someone like me once had a fiancée. Her name was Nancy, and she was 3 years older than me. She said, "You trigger my maternal instincts. I'll take care of you." She pushed herself on me like an overbearing wife. I was in my 20s and didn't mind, but one day she suddenly broke up with me. "You're too unreliable. You're always passive, and I don't feel any love from you. I'm scared to marry you." Hearing this, I was shocked. I had been optimistic, thinking we would smoothly get married, but she suddenly changed her mind. Nancy left, disappointed by my stammering response. Since then, I've struggled with relationships, especially with women. After work, people often go out for drinks, but I go straight home alone. An hour-long train ride takes me back to my apartment in Princeton. That's the only place where I can truly relax, my castle. The new product development team consists of 5 members, including myself. The manager instructed us to create new refreshing cold drinks and desserts for the upcoming hot season. As the chosen leader, I want to meet the manager's expectations. I was enthusiastic about it, but problems arose quickly. "Thomas, you're trying too hard. It's creepy." This team member, Michael Brown, openly shows his dislike for me. He mocks me whenever he sees me. But since I finally became the leader, I want to get along with the members. Pretending not to hear him, I spoke to everyone. "Let's work hard on developing new products." The members exchanged glances, giving each other strange looks. What are you doing here, big brother?" "Yeah, nice to meet you." This subservient behavior made the members burst into laughter. It wasn't a friendly laugh. It felt like they were mocking me. My efforts were completely backfiring. "Oh man, this kind of leader, spare me." Michael Brown muttered loud enough for me to hear. I was hurt, but embarrassingly, I couldn't say anything back. After that, he started to avoid me completely. He ignored my greetings and openly showed hostility towards me. Amidst all this, the day of the first team presentation arrived. "I'll be in the 3rd floor conference room, so please gather there." I called out and headed there first. I wondered what kind of ideas everyone would bring. Excitedly, I entered the conference room and prepared tea while waiting. But even after 15 minutes, no one showed up. Wondering if something had happened, I went to check and found the 4 members still sitting and chatting. It seemed lively, but it turned out they were bad-mouthing me. "He's calling us to the conference room. What a pain." Everyone chuckled at that. I felt a bit crushed. Yeah, Thomas is usually so dull and gloomy, but now he's overly enthusiastic. It's exhausting to watch. I realized that's how they saw me. Feeling hurt, I quietly left the scene, Since that day, I've spent sleepless nights wondering how I could get along with everyone. Despite this, one day after work, I mustered up the courage and said, "Hey, if you guys are up for it, would you like to grab a drink now? I'd like to get to know you all better." Everyone looked at me. Maybe this will work. How about that new place nearby that serves great fish dishes? We could have some good food and open up a bit. That's what we call drinking harassment, Michael said with a cold look. I tried to explain that it wasn't my intention, but he wouldn't listen. Well, we don't have to drink. We could just enjoy a nice meal together. The room fell silent, and no one agreed. Reluctantly, I picked up my bag. Okay, I'll try to come up with another good idea. I left the office, head down, sighing at my failure. But then, on the train home, I saw something shocking. I received a message casually. It was from one of the team members. The message said, "Having a great time with the team," and included a photo of everyone except me, looking happy. It was one of those accidental sends. And the location was that fish restaurant. I really am disliked, I thought, feeling dejected. The shock was so great that I called Michael out the next day. But, as expected, he ignored me. So, I turned to Mary, who accidentally sent me the message yesterday. It's embarrassing to ask, but I don't understand why everyone hates me. If there's something I can fix, please tell me. Seeing how desperate I was, Mary spoke in a low voice. Her tone showed she was upset. I understand why Michael is angry. It's because of things like this that you've lost trust. I was puzzled, having no idea what she meant. Thomas, it's rumored you're messing around with young women in their 20s. Pretending to be quiet and all. It said you're dangerous. What? Women in their 20s, me? No way. I would never do that. It seemed like I was severely misunderstood. I desperately explained it was a case of mistaken identity, but she didn't believe me. Michael was so confident he had proof, so no one would listen. Proof? What kind of proof? I now understood why I was being viewed suspiciously, but had no idea how to clear up the misunderstanding. I held my head in my hands. After gathering some information, I discovered this. Michael has a much younger sister. Her boyfriend has the same first and last name as mine, and also lives in New Jersey. In other words, Michael thought his sister was dating me. I groaned. His sister is in her 20s. And if her boyfriend were a dull guy in his 40s like me, it's no wonder Michael was upset. He's strongly against the relationship. But I have nothing to do with it. In fact, it's a nuisance. I needed to explain this clearly. I decided to find Michael and clear up the misunderstanding. I eagerly looked around the office, but Michael was nowhere to be seen. His rampage continued. Michael went directly to the manager. I think Mary would be a better team leader than Thomas. Mary is well liked by the members, and her new coffee jelly was a hit. Compared to that, Thomas has no track record and no popularity. Hearing this, the manager was perplexed. He said he'd think about it and told Michael to return to the office. After that, I was called by the manager. You need to unite the team. I selected you because I believed you could do it. Don't embarrass me. He scolded. Feeling down, I boarded the train home. Then I suddenly remembered it was Tuesday. Lately, I've had something to look forward to. Every Tuesday and Friday, a woman with a white cane gets on the same train car as me. She's a fair-skinned, beautiful person. Strangely, whenever there's an empty seat, she always sits next to me. Well, whatever the reason, it makes me happy. She's like a breath of fresh air in my otherwise tough days. I find myself hoping to see her again today. It's only 2 stops, but seeing her on Tuesdays and Fridays makes me feel a bit better. The day of the second new product idea presentation arrived. I was anxious, wondering if no one would show up in the conference room like last time. But this time, the manager also attended, so no one boycotted the meeting. My new iced coffee proposal with mint chocolate flavor was harshly criticized. "I've never tasted something this bad. It's disgusting. It will never sell," were some of the comments. I laughed awkwardly at their harshness. In contrast, Michael, his idea of iced coffee with sweet bean jelly was praised. "The bittersweet, crisp cold coffee pairs perfectly with the sweet red bean paste. This will be a hit," everyone unanimously praised. The manager gave me a sour look. Mary, the hitmaker, presented a new dessert, a sherbet almond tofu parfait. It also received high praise. After this presentation, the manager muttered that he might need to rethink a few things. I felt I had no standing. I was sorry I couldn't meet the manager's expectations. Would Mary end up becoming the leader? Should I step aside? On the train ride home, I was lost in thought. Then the woman with the white cane boarded again. She sat next to me, as usual. Suddenly, I felt the urge to talk to her, so I gathered my courage and spoke. "You always sit next to me." The woman flinched in surprise. "Can you really see?" She stiffened and turned her face towards me. Then, she said something shocking that I never expected. "What do you mean by that? Are you saying I'm pretending to have a disability?" The woman quickly grew angry. "Oops. That wasn't what I meant." I apologized desperately. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. But don't you realize that saying something like that would upset me?" "You're right. It was thoughtless." This exchange caught the attention of people in the car. I decided to get off at the station where she usually gets off to continue apologizing. "There are people watching us here, so let's get off at the next station. Please let me continue apologizing. I noticed you usually get off there." She nodded silently. Afterward, I ended up on the platform, desperately trying to explain myself. "Really, I wasn't doubting you or anything like that. It's just that you always sit next to me. I was just curious. But I'm sorry for making you feel bad." I gathered every apologetic word I could think of and kept apologizing to her. Gradually, the woman's attitude softened. "I understand. I was being childish too. I got heated." I finally felt relieved as she forgave me. "I'm Barbara Wilson." She introduced herself, so I did the same. "I'm Thomas Miller. My name is Thomas Miller." Her eyebrows raised for a moment. "Oh, is something wrong?" "No." Barbara smiled. "You asked why I always sit next to you. It's because of the smell." I was surprised and instinctively raised my arm to sniff. I made a loud sniffing noise, and she must have figured out what I was doing. Barbara laughed softly. "It's not a strange smell. It's the scent of coffee. I love coffee. Whenever I come near you, there's always a nice aroma." I felt relieved. "I work for a company that runs coffee chains like Roasting Village and Sun Mamia." "Oh, there's a Sun Mamia near my place. I'm quite a regular there." The atmosphere lightened. "I see. I'm glad the mystery was solved." And I got to talk to Barbara. I couldn't help but feel elated. But unfortunately, Michael witnessed this scene. Believing I was his sister's boyfriend, he became furious. "Thomas, you womanizer. I told you to stay away from my sister." He suddenly lunged at me. Barbara, standing beside me, was startled by his shouting and stumbled. Probably due to his agitation, Michael didn't notice her white cane. He bumped into her with a thud. Barbara put her hands on the floor. Angry that she didn't move, Michael yelled at her. "What are you doing?" I placed my hand on Barbara's shoulder as she crouched on the floor. "Are you okay?" She exhaled in relief and said, "Yes." She looked pale. She must have been scared. I glared at Michael. That was awful. At this moment, Michael finally noticed the white cane. "What? You're blind. You're in the way. You should ride the train when it's not crowded so you don't bother people." I angrily reprimanded him. How can you say something like that? What did you say? We glared at each other. I've reached my limit. I don't care if I get demoted from team leader or removed from the team. Instead, I've decided to say what I've always wanted to say. I'm furious that even Barbara, who has nothing to do with this, was insulted. Apologize to her. The white cane means she has a visual impairment. How can you be violent towards someone like that? Shut up, pretending to be a feminist just because it suits you now. You, an old man hitting on my sister. I've tried to tell you many times that it's a misunderstanding. Why won't you listen? Michael was surprised at my bluntness. You're completely different from usual. You usually can't say anything and just mope around. I didn't think you could speak so clearly. You're just trying to look good in front of this pretty lady. He smirked at Barbara. I firmly said that this was a different matter. Sure, I've been interested in her for a while. But that's not what we're talking about now. Michael, you're mistaken. I'm not the one dating your sister. I have proof. You said your birthday was the other day. My sister also said she celebrated her boyfriend's birthday that day. I was at a loss for words. Hearing that we have the same name, live in the same state, and share the same birthday made me think it was an incredible coincidence. Michael snorted. See, you can't say anything. And now you plan to hit on this woman too, so my sister is in the way. Unforgivable. I don't know about the birthday, but I'm telling you, I have nothing to do with your sister or Barbara. I don't trust you. Break up with my sister. I noticed everyone on the platform was looking at us, and someone asked, should I call a station attendant? Considering the commotion we were causing, it was understandable. I blushed. Barbara, who had been silent until now, suddenly spoke up. I recognize your voice. You're my friend's brother, aren't you? Michael looked puzzled. I'm Barbara Wilson. My friend's name is Maria Johnson. You're her brother, right? She accurately named Mitchell's sister. He widened his eyes. Indeed, my sister's name is Maria, but... Michael looked skeptical and tilted his head. Show me proof that you're her friend. Barbara smiled slightly. Maria talks like this, right? She started imitating her. I couldn't tell, but Michael was astonished. She has a lisping, sweet way of talking with a slightly nasal voice. It's hard to imitate, but you did it very well. I remember because I hear her often. Barbara looked a bit proud. And I have a photo, she said, showing her phone. It was a picture of Barbara and Mitchell's sister standing together. That's Maria. I see, but what kind of relationship do you have with her? She usually hangs out with frivolous friends her own age. Michael asked, crossing his arms. It was clear that Barbara was older than his sister. In fact, Barbara seemed to be around Mitchell's age. I met Maria at a French conversation class. Even though I'm blind, I'm very active and love to try new things. That's right. My sister loves traveling abroad, so she attends a French conversation class. Michael muttered. Now he understood that Barbara and his sister were friends. But he was still curious about how Barbara recognized his voice. Barbara, where did you hear my voice? How do you remember it? Do you really want to know? It feels like an interrogation. Barbara was annoyed by Mitchell's persistence, but kindly explained. She said that because of her heightened hearing, Mitchell's sister used various audio cues when communicating with her. For example, she would play videos with sounds of the ocean, the wind, people's voices, and even her family's voices. Mitchell's sister would then explain what Barbara was hearing. Maria is very kind. She teaches me many new things. Mitchell's voice must have appeared in some of those videos. Finally, Michael apologized to Barbara. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were my sister's friend, but I won't apologize to Thomas. Michael remained stubborn. This guy is messing with my sister. It's really not true. I strongly denied. Michael turned to Barbara. Have you heard anything about Maria's boyfriend? Isn't it this guy? He pointed at me. This guy is too old to be dating a girl in her 20s. It's ridiculous. And he's my senior at work. Someone who hasn't achieved anything and isn't respectable. As her brother, of course, I'm against it. Barbara chuckled softly. What's so funny? This man is not Maria's boyfriend. I felt relieved and couldn't help but smile. However, Michael got even more agitated. What? How do you know? The smell is different. The smell again. I was amazed by Barbara's keen sense of smell. Wait, Barbara. Have you met Maria's boyfriend? Michael was intrigued by Barbara's statement. I haven't met him, but I know, because I've met Maria after her dates. She had a very pleasant scent. I was startled. Pleasant smell. That scent was definitely from shampoo or conditioner, some kind of cosmetic product. So I think Maria's boyfriend is a hairstylist, but both Thomas and Michael here smell like coffee. Michael was astonished. That's amazing. I find the smell of coffee comforting, so I always sit next to Thomas. Thomas always wondered why, but I knew from the start that he worked at a coffee shop, so I can confidently say you have the wrong Thomas. Barbara's reassuring testimony gave me newfound courage. Michael, who had just witnessed Barbara's amazing abilities, was at a loss for words. Maria is always worried about not getting along with you. She says it's tough because you two have been fighting a lot lately. She used to be very close to you, but now she's worried she's causing you stress. What? Maria said that. Even I felt a tightness in my chest, not just Michael. Hey, Barbara. Sorry to keep you waiting. To our surprise, it was Mitchell's sister, Maria. What are you doing here, big brother? Well, wait, what's going on? Barbara smiled. She had planned to meet Mitchell's sister today. What a coincidence. Michael was flustered, while his sister cheerfully dropped a bombshell. Yeah, I couldn't handle dating someone older. We broke up, my boyfriend and I. What? You mean Thomas Miller here? She pointed at me. This time, his sister was surprised. What? Who's this? I don't know him. See, exactly right, Maria. We don't know each other at all. That's true, Mitchell's sister said nonchalantly. Michael turned bright red and apologized deeply to me. I'm very sorry. Maria, hearing how her brother had caused such trouble with his misunderstanding, also apologized to me. What were you thinking, big brother? I'm sorry. My ex-boyfriend's name is indeed Thomas Miller, but that's his work name. His real name is written Thomas Miller, but pronounced differently. It's a trend among top hairstylists to change the reading of their names. I looked at Barbara. Her face lit up as she said, So Maria's ex-boyfriend was a hairstylist after all. I'm sorry, Barbara. I didn't tell you anything, but we broke up, so it doesn't matter anymore. But more importantly, big brother. Michael became anxious, seeing his sister's stern face. Taking your frustrations out on others because of me is the worst. I despise you. But it's rare for someone to have the same birthday and all. I really thought it was Thomas. You're so persistent. There's no way we could celebrate on the actual day. He has weekdays off. Okay. Michael turned into a mess when it came to his sister. I was just worried. Don't talk to me anymore. Michael, elbowed by his sister, was left dejected. Barbara and I watched and laughed. Michael seemed completely deflated after being disowned by his sister. Then, a shocking fact was revealed in the new product development team. Mitchell's presentation of the new iced coffee with sweet bean jelly was actually a copy of another company's new product. The manager was furious and removed Michael from the team. Rumor has it that Michael will be transferred to a subsidiary. He has lost his confidence and has become a completely different, darker person. He used to be the center of attention, but now he's in the corner of the department, only doing tasks like maintaining the copier. As for my new creation, the iced coffee with mint chocolate flavor. After that incident, Barbara, who I've become close with, helped me come up with an improved version. We added a scoop of mint chocolate ice cream to the iced coffee. By changing the blend and roasting method of the coffee beans, we created a new taste through trial and error. With Barbara's encouragement, I bravely presented it. Surprisingly good. Even Mary, the hitmaker, gave it her seal of approval, and the manager praised me, saying I did well. It was decided that this new creation would be released as a new product at Sun Mamia. When I told Barbara first, she was delighted. Despite everything that happened, the misunderstandings among the team members have been resolved, and now we are working in a good atmosphere. I now aspire to create a coffee that Barbara would call her favorite.